ஆயுர்வேதம் ஒரு பொக்கிஷம் நம் ஆயுள் நீட்டக்கும் அற்புதம். டாக்டர் ஸ்ரீவர்மாஸ்.
Dignitaries on the dais, all the distinguished invitees, scholars who have multilingual scholars who are present here from various parts of the country, Kashmir, Haryana, Assam, all parts. Young students from non-Hindi area who came and spoke. Navia Khan, Bahami and Aditi. They spoke very well. And friends, today is the birth anniversary of 144th birth anniversary of Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. We know Subramanya Bharati, a great poet, great person of literature, great revolutionary freedom fighter, who did so much for removing the social evils, who worked so hard for bringing the gender parity, upliftment, empowerment of women. But we also know that he did a great service to the Indian languages. And it is because of this service that he did to the Indian languages, Bharatiya Bhasha, that this day, Prime Minister Modi decided that this day should be observed as Bharatiya Bhasha Divas. You know, this aspect of his, that what he did for the languages of Bharat, you know, during the colonial period, the British had utter contempt for Bharatiya languages. Deliberate. It's not that they thought it was not worthy of respect, but they wanted to kill the sense of self-respect of people of this country, to destroy their sense of pride. This began downplaying, ridiculing Bharatiya languages. In fact, they never called a Bharatiya language as a language. They always called it vernacular. And we know that vernacular in Latin, it means blabbering of the slaves. It is not a language of a civilized community. And the person to revolt against it was Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. I'm not aware if anybody else resented that our language is language richer than English. It is not vernacular. Unfortunately, colonization is so deep today that I hear many scholars, academicians using the word vernacular without knowing the etymology, the origin of this. That this is a word of humiliation. They never treated Bharatiya languages as a language. That is why Macaulay, he said in 1835 that all the Indian literature put it is not even worth the shelf of a British or European library. It was all deliberate. But Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati, he was the one who, through his writings, writings not only as a piece of literature, but also in the media. He wrote a number of columns in then several English magazines as well, including Hindu, where he refuted when at the time J.C. Rowell, a principal of Pachayappa College, was on a campaign to say that Tamil is a very incompetent, incapable vernacular. It is not capable of expressing the philosophy, the thoughts of philosophy, and moreover, it just cannot express the ideas of science and technology. And that very time, he pieces in the Hindu, where he tore apart J.C. Rollo bit by bit, saying that Tamil is far more capable. Its philosophy, its literature is far more deeper than English. When he when he said that we have multiple languages, when he talked about this, he meant it. It was not just a polemical or inspirational statement to unite the people. The fact remains, and many speakers have spoken here, how the shared thought ran through all the bhashas, all the languages of Bharat. In fact, we heard some speakers talking about bhasha ki diwar, linguistic barriers. Actually, this itself, it needs a fresh look. Was there a linguistic barrier? Any language, any Bharatiya language you study, and now that I have learned to read Tamil, every day I read in newspapers, and I am overwhelmed by the number of words which I am already familiar with. Languages of Bharat kept conversing with each other, talking to each other. And that explains when my grandmother came from Bihar to Rameswaram traveling all the way, she never felt any linguistic barrier. One speaker mentioned about, it is a saying in North, they say, in our country, in Bharat, kos par pani badle teen kos par bani. It means, I will translate, that every a few kilometers, taste of water changes. And similarly, a few kilometers, even the way we speak, the bhasha also changes. What we say Tamil of Kanyakumari is not the same as Tamil of Chennai. Tamil of, let us say, Delta region or Tamil of Chennai. It varies. And if you travel, if you walk from one part of the country, you continuously keep walking, you will never know where the language changes. Continuum. Only when you look at it at a distance, then you say, okay, it is different. There is a continuum. And that continuum is primarily because Bharat as a nation, as a Rashtra, which emerged since the time of Vedas, thousands of years ago, and which is defined in our ancient literature that it is Bharat. What is Bharat? From north of ocean to south of Himalayas, ice-capped mountains. Uttaram yat samudrasya himadrasya vadakshanam varsham tad bharatam nama santati yat bharati. This is the bit what is defined thousands of years ago. Is primarily because people were interacting, they were sharing. We had created, our ancients had created institutions all over Bharat. Bharat was never one political entity. Bharat was a Rashtra. It was created by our rishis with their hard work, with our poets, with our saints. It just defined how Bharat emerged in Rig Veda itself. They created institutions, some of the prominent institutions being 12 Jyotirlinga. They are all different parts, Rameshwara, Dwarka to Puri, all over, but all over different parts of the country. 51 Shaktipeeth, as eastern as Tripura Sundari in Tripura, Kamakya in Kamrup, and all over the country. 108 Dibya Desham, all over the country. And all these institutions belong to everyone, all Bharatiyas. And it was made mandatory that they must visit these tirtham. That is how they said you must have the, Saptapuris, the 7 tirtha at least you must visit for moksha. It was all ingrained in our. So all these institutions which our rishis had created in all parts of Bharat, they belong to whole of Bharat. And people from all parts of Bharat, they visited all these institutions. They never felt linguistic barrier. Long ago, experts say perhaps it was the 1st century BC, that is about 2100 years ago. Gunadhya was a great scholar from Pratishthan. Is a location located in present-day Maharashtra. It is called Patan today. Pratishthan became Patan. The local king, when this great scholar wanted to compile the folk tales of entire Bharat, it was a huge mission. The king patronized, supported, yes, you do it. He traveled across Bharat several years, collected the folk tales from all over, all the bhashas, and he came back. Obviously, it took several years. And when he came, by the time several years had passed, he came with several cart loads of manuscripts. Several cart loads of manuscripts, mostly palm leaves manuscripts. And at the time, whatever be the reason, the then king, Gunadhya felt that king was not as enthusiastic as at the time when it was commissioned. He felt hurt, and he took this away and started burning all this. He kept burning all that he had collected. Somebody went and told the king that this is what is happening. King rushed. He apologized, persuaded Gunadhya not to burn. He stopped. By the time, most of it was already burned, but what was left, it was compiled as Brihad Katha. Brihad Katha, later, Somadeva of Kashmir, he compiled, translated in Sanskrit, called it Katha Sarit Sagar. Now, Katha Sarit Sagar, which is available today, which is Brihad Katha of Gunadhya, who compiled it 2,100 years ago, the folk tales of whole Bharat, all the languages. You read the continuity. You read the same flow. Where is the wall? Where is the barrier? Where was the barrier? It wasn't. In fact, when Mahakavi says, Chintanai Undriudiya, our thinking is one. This thinking of Bharat has been shaped by our Maha-epics, Mahakabya, Ramayana, Mahabharat, Bhagavatam, to name the prominent among them. Any part of the country you go, and you hear Ram Katha. Today, I had the good fortune of felicitating many of you who have translated Kambar or parts of it. It has shaped our thinking, who we are, who should we be as an individual, as a collective, as a society. Our relations with ourselves, with our family, with the larger society and with the environment, how it should be is shaped by what has been taught in these literatures. Any part of the country you go. And from time to time, whenever Bharat came under crisis, Bhasha was never a barrier. The whole Bharat unitedly woke up together. Not because of English. People say that because now it is English has come. No. Long before, imagine, 13th century onward, when external invasion had become, and invasions which were civilizational invasions, they were trying to destroy our identity, our culture. And then there was an uprising, unrest. And unrest, people all over speaking different languages, they were united. How? If you look at here, the Nayanars and Alvars who championed, who discovered the potential, the potent force of Bhakti, by taking the essence of our spirituality and culture from the pedestals of a very higher language to one spoken by a common people. They were the pioneers who started conveying and communicating with the people in the language of the people. Nayanars and Alvars did in Tamil, and so similarly other languages, people started speaking in their own languages. And as a result, while institutions remained vulnerable to attack and destruction, all those ideals, all those seed thoughts were there in the heart of the people. How could you remove Rama from the heart of the people? How can you remove Krishna from the heart of the people? You cannot. You can destroy the temple, do it, but you cannot remove it. And how this happened? Taking upon this inspiration from our Nayanars and Alvars, when subsequently the crisis happened in 13th century onward, if you look at across the map of Bharat, linguistic map of Bharat, come from here, move around to along the eastern coast, Telugu, Aman Acharya and many others who took up this bhakti in Telugu language. Move further to Udiya side. Jayadev, Geet Govind, got in Udiya. Move further to Bengal, 600 years ago. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did it in Bangla. Same Krishna Bhakti. Move further to northeast, Srimanta Sankardev. Again, 600 years ago, Srimant Sankardev had come to here, Tamil Nadu. Rameshwaram, he had come and studied. Come to this western part, Hindi area, Tulsidas. So many of them, I am just naming a few. Further go to west, Punjab, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Go to north, Kashmir, Lal Ded. Go to south, Gujarat, Narsingh Mehta. Come to Maharashtra area, Sant Dhyaneshwar and all. They all spoke in poems and songs in their languages, but the bhav was the same. Unite Bharat, save it, see that the invaders, those who were out to destroy our identity, our language, our culture, they would not succeed, and they defeated them. During National Freedom Movement, here, during the National Freedom Movement, when it was catching momentum, our people here in Tamil Nadu, our leaders used to speak in English. in the public meetings. And there were people who resented it. They say, no, this is not the way. And leading among them, of course, Mahakavi Bharati, who was the one. No, you don't have to talk to your people. Our people, don't have to talk to our people in a language, somebody else's language. No. He was backed by a number of others. Great among them, Rasik Mani, T.K. Chidambarnath. The way he used to ridicule the English speakers, our leaders who speak in English to our people. I said, why do you have to? And that brought, because the British had tried to instill a sense of inferiority in our people, so much so all over the country, that we had started hating our own language. It was a mark of inferiority, and English was a mark of scholarship. Yes, if you are English speaking, you are a scholar. That to take it out of the mind. In fact, when they were talking to the people, addressing the people, waking up the people, what were the core themes that they were conveying? If you look at the movement that Swadeshi began, V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, his famous speech in 1907 at Marina Beach, what did he say? He said, Swadeshi is reincarnation of Mahavishnu. People related. He said, Swadeshi is Ram Bana. Ram Bana. No enemy can survive if Ram Bana is used. We all know that. Now, Mahatma Gandhi used the word Rama Rajya. It was these that brought the people together, connected the movement. It energized the mass, the people of this country, irrespective of which language you are. But these were the inspirations. In fact, those days, our freedom fighters in the public speeches, extensively they used to quote Kambarama. Here in Tamil Nadu, I'm talking. In Tamil speaking area, Kambarama. Rasik Mani TKC went to the extent of saying that Kamban, he knew the heartbeat of Tamil people. And Kambarama reflects the heartbeat of our people. And copiously, because people found it very easy to connect whenever they quoted from Kamban. It is a different matter that now attempt is being made to as if to just erase that. It's not possible. It is there in the heart of the people. All over. This, when we say Chintanai Undrudiya, is this Chintan, Bharatiya Chintan, irrespective of language, is shared, is common. Because they are shaped, fundamentally shaped, from the time of the Vedas by subsequent epics which our rishis created, which is found in every language. In fact, sometimes I have shared some of my experience, the remote northeast Bharat, how the tribal communities, thanks to Vijay Kumari, he has translated Mahakavi's works in several northeast tribal languages, Missing, Rabha, Bodo, Assamese, of course, is a very, very, very rich language. So many languages he has done. But one of the area, Mishing, is in the eastern part of, extreme east of where Brahmaputra comes from, Tibet, enters Bharat. They're on the extreme east. And that area, there is a community, Idu Mismi. And in my 90s, I'm telling you the stories of 90s, when I used to travel. I seldom stayed in government guest houses or circuit house because I know that's not the place where you get to know the people. It's a different, completely isolated. I used to stay with people. So I was staying with a village headman in a Idu Mismi community, a village, Bismaknagar. And that place, I found that people of all these tribe, Idu Mishmi, they used to have chutia. So I asked the old man, the village headman, what is this? He says, identity, this is our culture. I say, how the tuft is your identity and culture? Tell me. Then he narrated the story. He says, and what he said, something floored me. He said, Rukmini was our daughter. I said, Rukmini, thinking in this remote tribal. Rukmini was our daughter. She was in love with Sri Krishna. Her brother Rukmi wanted to marry her off to somebody. Rukmini sent the message to Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna came, fought Rukmi, wanted to kill him. At that point, sister intervened to save the life of the brother, Pranadam. He says, don't kill my brother. And then Sri Krishna, with his Sudarshan Chakra, shaved the head and left the tuft. Now, this is story in the remote tribal areas of Northeast, where it's a living reality. They relate this with the story of Mahabharata. How did it reach? When did it reach? Can anyone say that? It's difficult. It must have reached millennia ago. I have heard Ram Katha among the remote tribals in their own way. There are variations because there are countless Ramayanas. It's not one or two. Valmiki was the Adi Ramayana, but thereafter Kambar and then so many others have come. But the core, the bhava remains the same. And that is what makes this, when we say, Seppumodi Padanetodiya Enil Chintana Yondrudiya. This one Chintan is born out of this. Unfortunately, after the British, we became independent. Unfortunately, we lost direction. And we continued doing what the British had left incomplete. What the British had done, while degrading, downplaying the significance, the richness of our language, to instill a sense of inferiority among us, they had also done one wonderful thing. They had turned diversity into difference. In our whole old darshan, our philosophy, we know, we have been told that, and we believe, it is in our DNA, that underlying or underneath this stunning diversity, there is an underlying unity. It is the Parameshwara, the Ishvara, who Brahma. He permeates. Mama Atma Sarva Bhutatma. This is what it is. All are various manifestations, but essentially is the one and the same. Humans, animal, plants, animate, inanimate, everything is essentially infused by the same Parameshwara. Now this unity that runs through every being. And this, out of this, a way of life, a worldview emerged. And that worldview became our sanskar. This became what we are all, whole Bharat. Bharat is one. Unfortunately, what the British tried to do is this diversity they had turned into differences. You are different, you are different, you are different. And even after independence, we continued looking at diversity as differences. And as a result, somebody will say, no, Tamil is a different language. It has nothing to do with any of the Bharatiya languages. This diversity turning into difference for political reason, and then looking towards others as different and developing a sense of hatred towards others, it has done a lot of damage to our society, the fabric of our nation. Perverse politics, and we started dividing ourselves. all possible diversities, not only language, caste, subcaste, numerous you have lost count of it. Every census you find the new identities people come up with. Because we know that our society, our country is like, if you look at it, it's like a fish. If you start looking at by scales, you remove every scale. Each scale is different. Like no two leaves of a tree are exactly alike. Nature does not replicate. You start looking at the fish from the perspective of a scale, and you start removing the scale, fish dies, perishes. This is what the British had done, and this is what some people, vested interest, they continue doing it even after independence. And they started creating hatred towards other Bharatiya languages. No, we are different, we will not allow. All conceivable, absurd notions like race, Aryan, Dravidian, then languages, you are different. We are different. And this difference, if it's like a social fission, like a nuclear fission, if you start looking at the differences and highlighting it, it will break. And because people of this very state from a different region, they can say, from various regions, no, we don't have the same. We are different. You cannot keep dividing. You cannot look diversity as difference, because this is not the way Bharat was evolved. Bharat emerged. Bharat emerged by embracing the diversity as unity, not by just discovering unity in a diversity. It's the wrong way of looking at it. It's not unity in diversity. It's a diverse manifestation of the same unity, essentially. There's a fundamental difference when we say there is unity in diversity. When we say unity in diversity, what we mean is it is a diverse manifestation of the same unity. This is the soul of Bharat. This is how Bharat emerged. And we have to overcome that. So Bharatiya Bhasha Divas, Prime Minister Modi, when he thought of it, that look, this has to be broken. It has to be celebrated. Every language, Bharatiya language, is a national language. And each language has to be celebrated because each Bharatiya language is rich treasure of knowledge. Each must be celebrated. So it is when we celebrate the Bharatiya Bhasha Divas, it is a celebration of our linguistic diversity. And when we celebrate it, we also see the underlying unity, how shared they are. Unfortunately, this process of looking at we are different, it has also done a lot of harm to our languages. The first thing that happened in 1967 after the change of regime in this state, this changed the very motto, Satyameva Jayate. When you say Satyameva Jayate, any part of the country you go, people understand. There's no confusion. Everyone understands it. Even Tamil Nadu people understand it. But Satyameva Jayate is removed as Vayameva Mellum. Why? Some years back, we have, every year we have Independence Day, Republic Day, we have at home. This Lok Bhavan holds at home. So, Kudiyarisu Dinam, Republic Day. Somebody says, sir, this is Dinam is not a Tamil word. It should be Nal. I was shocked. I said, look at where have we reached? I said, do people understand Dinam or not? In everyday conversation, don't we use the word Dinamum? And look at the various, every day when I read the newspaper, it's a Dinakaran, Dinamani, Dinatandi, Dinamalar, all are full of Dinam. And still you say, no, Dinam is no. Now, this purging out words which were there in Tamil language is not a strengthening the language, it's not a service to the language. It is a political exploitation of language. In the process, you are weakening the language. We know how every language prospers. It prospers with cross-pollination. Picks up the words because the words carry some sense, some ideas, some sentiments. English, the way the English, every year it absorbs thousands of words of other languages. It has absorbed large number of words from Tamil language. Every Bharati language it has absorbed. It grows. But when you start purging out, no, remove this is not my pure. When you start so-called impurity, you start removing it. What? And as a result, today, the young generation, people here, they have difficulty in reading and understanding by Rajgopalachari ji. They say, we cannot understand this, it is difficult. So this is where have we done a service to the language? Very unfortunate. But I think this is not going to survive for long. Because today, our country is at a historic period. Never before, I would say in the last 1,000 years, this is the first time that Bharat is experiencing a civilizational renaissance. Earlier was a resistance. When invaders came, whether invaders were from Central Asia or they came from Europe, we resisted. Today, we don't have invaders. It is the awakening renaissance, period of renaissance. And when Bharat is experiencing this renaissance, its soul is stirring, it's seeking expression, and it is manifesting in multiple ways, in countless ways. Whether it be in the field of science and technology, be in the field of economy, every field, and so in the field of our spiritual and cultural life. Because Bharat, the soul of Bharat, which is rooted in our culture and spirituality, unless this prospers, unless this comes out with energy, renewed energy, Bharat will not. But it is happening. It will happen because it is providential. It has to happen. We have a national leader. We have a prime minister who understands Bharat. And people of Bharat, they now realize that this is the moment. What he often says, Iduve neram, Sharyana neram, Bharataten Ponnana neram. This is the golden period of Bharat. And we have set a target that in the next 10 years, we must remove the tiniest influence of Macaulay. Colonialism must get out of our place. I find it hurts me when I find our people, when they come and deliver a speech, they talk. They will talk Spencer, Milton, Mills, Shakespeare. I say, look, how old they are. Maybe 500 years, 400 years, 500 years. Your treasure here, have you read your Sangam literature? Have you seen how deep? Why do you have to? It's a complex. I don't blame them. This is how we have grown up. But it has to go out. In the next 10 years, by 2035, because 1835 Macaulay had established decided to kill Indian self-respect through linguistic imperialism. Destroy the Indian languages, Bharatiya languages, and establish English. By 2035, we have to erase that from our mind. Not that English should not be read. No language is bad. Our Vedic guidelines was Ano Bhadra Kratavo Yantu Vishwada. Let noble thoughts come from all over. Why? Why only this? Don't close it. Don't close your windows. Let the fresh air come from all over. So we must learn foreign languages, more and more languages. But we must be proud of our Bharatiya Bhashas. And this is what is happening today. Bharatiya Bhasha celebration, Divas celebration is a part of it. And as we are sitting here and we are talking, there are more than 50 Tamil teachers of Hindi are in Uttar Pradesh teaching more than 1,500 Hindi-speaking students Tamil. And they are all learning. We heard some of them coming and speaking from Delhi and Banaras, BHU. In Guwahati, Professor Vijay Kumar has started a center, a certificate or diploma course in Tamil for Northeast students. And I'm happy to say that and to share that students have enthusiastic participation. They are learning it more and more. And we have about 300 or more students from North coming to Tamil Nadu, learning Tamil here. Tamil teachers going to UP and teaching Hindi. And from those areas, the students coming in hundreds to Tamil Nadu. This is New Bharat. This year, Kashi Tamil Sangamam, because it was needed, because people had created so much of artificial barrier, psychological barrier, as if we had no, whereas we know that. And with enthusiasm, with people of Tamil Nadu have responded to this, the Kashi Tamil Sangamam is phenomenal. And this year theme of Kashi Tamil Sangamam is Tamil Karkavam. Let us learn Tamil. So it is happening. So New Bharat is emerging. We are celebrating our linguistic diversity. We are regaining our sense of pride, who we are, through our uses. And this yagya, this mission will continue. We have a task ahead, and we must contribute our best. I thank the scholars, those who have done the translation, those who are multilingual. I congratulate the students of other non-Tamil who are learning Tamil and Tamil to an extent that they can compete with any native Tamil speaker the way they were speaking. Phenomenal. This walls which have been created, artificial walls, like what they call linguistic walls, it will break. And the Bharat, one Bharat, Ek Bharat, Shreshth Bharat, Ore Bharatam, Unnat Bharatam will emerge. And it is emerging, we have no doubt about it. Once again, my best wishes to all of you. Bharat Mata ki Jai.